What's going on, guys? Thank you so much for clicking on the video to join me for the second video of these Friday sermons. I'm so excited that I get to share a message that's hopefully a little spiritually uplifting and not too annoying by listening to my voice for about 5 minutes, okay? So, first thing that I want to talk about, Halloween is coming up, right? It's the time of the year. Just FYI, I'm pretty pumped about me and my fiance's costume. It might not be as good as last year. It might be better. Last year we went as a paranormal activities because Amy, my fiance, doesn't like paranormal activity, so we went as paranormal activities. So I was pretty excited about that costume, and I went as someone I went as someone working on a car, and Amy went as somebody baking cookies, and so I was like super pumped about that. But this Halloween we have a pretty solid costume, right? But I'm saying all this because I like talking about Halloween, but also to point out the time of the year, right? It's Halloween. What does that mean for students, though? Late October? For students, it means that we're really underway with classes, right? We're underway with classes, and that means that the grades are kind of coming in, and we may not be getting all the grades that we exactly want. And so what happens when we don't have the grades that we exactly want as a student? Well, you kind of put your self-worth in your grades, unfortunately, when you're a student. And when you start seeing those bad grades come flying in, naturally you feel a little unworthy. And then the holidays are definitely coming up, right? We got Halloween, we got Thanksgiving, we got Christmas, we got the little recognized MLK Day, but we got New Year's, can't forget about New Year's. Talking about MLK Day, I'm forgetting about New Year's. But we got the holidays coming up, and what is often synonymous with the holidays are relationships, right? Significant others, family, best friends, friends in general, the mailman, any kind of relationships. We often feel that, especially during the holidays. You know, we often think about that sitcom that you know of, that where it's the guy or the girl who all his friends and family are doing something for Thanksgiving or Christmas and they're left alone. But then all of a sudden his friends or his family come and rescue him from having to be alone on the holidays. And that shows that during the holidays our relationships are really highlighted. But sometimes this isn't a great thing, because what it can lead to sometimes is that we put our self-worth in our relationships. And then speaking of holidays, what's going to happen on New Year's? When New Year's rolls around, a lot of people are going to sign up for gyms. And they're going to start thinking they'll go to the gym a whole lot, but then they'll just end up on their couch. And that happens a lot, but what also happens a lot is that they start putting their self-worth in their weight. They start putting their self-worth in their health and how they look and how they feel. And all those three things aren't bad things to put your joy, to put some of your self-worth in, right? If you get an A, you can feel good about it. If you have a great relationship with somebody, you should feel great about that. If you lose weight, that's awesome. You should feel great about that. It's supposed to make you feel good. But what we have to be aware of is that we can't put our true self-worth in those things. And what I mean by that is grades, relationships, weight, things of this world, non-heavenly things, are always changing. And they can always be taken away from us. That A can be replaced with a D. That relationship can be broken off, and that weight can be gained back. And so if we put our self-worth in things that are fickle, in things that can change, that can really hurt us when they do change. And so what do we need to put our self-worth in, right? We need to put our self-worth in Jesus. We need to put our self-worth in God. The Bible says time in and time out to derive your joy from God. Go to God to seek your happiness, and He won't let you down. You see, Job is a great example of what could possibly happen if you put your self-worth in material possessions. Or sometimes it's not even material possessions. Sometimes it is relationships. You see, Job, who was a man of God, lost in one day his oxen, his donkey, his sheep. He lost his camels, he lost his servants, he lost his sons and daughters to a tornado. His wife also decreased her faith in one day, and his friends told him that he should forget his faith, right? And so Job had these things, and if you put his self-worth in all of these things, where would his faith be? And it's not to say that you shouldn't be sad sometimes, and you should be mourning when things end. But what it means is that you should remember that your self-worth is there no matter what. That you are immeasurably valuable in God's eyes, no matter what situation occurs. No matter what is taken away from your life, you are immeasurably valuable in God's eyes. And that will never change. And because of that, it's so important that during the holidays and during these upcoming months, we derive our self-worth, our true self-worth, from Jesus and from God's love, and knowing that He will never, ever change that. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. Went a little bit over 5 minutes, but I hope you'll forgive me. Stay tuned next week, and I hope you guys have an awesome week. Thanks, guys.